time to drop.
Welcome back to the Hennisphere, everyone. Promised you a wave breaker ranking, and here it is. This is going to be the third coaster from SeaWorld San Antonio to be ranked on my scale, the Hennisphere scale. And after this, there will only be one left. Journey to Atlantis, Fiesta Texas coasters will follow after that. Let's jump into it. Wave Breaker, the Rescue Coaster, is a multi-launched Intamin family coaster that was built in 2017 along Bay Lake, just in front of the first drop of Steel Eel. It was a much-needed addition as this was the first coaster to open at the park since Journey to Atlantis in 2007. It features a different kind of launch, one that's not usually seen on coasters. However, it is a family coaster, so I can understand why they chose the tire launches instead of magnets or hydraulic launches. Let's dive into the categories. We'll start with the coaster enthusiast categories. The height. The height of this coaster is only 61 feet. Pretty short, so it gets a 4 out of 10. Speed. The fastest point of the ride is reached right after the second launch, which is 44 miles per hour. This is very slow compared to other coasters I've ranked, so it's only going to earn a 4 out of 10. Drops. There are only 2 drops on this ride, and they're both identical. One is slightly taller than the other, but provide the same feel, same forces. Only a 4 out of 10 will be earned here. G-forces. The only moment on the ride where you really feel G-forces is on the second launch. And that's it. And it only gets you to 44 miles per hour. It's not even that forceful of a launch. This will only earn a 5 out of 10. Last is wow factor, and this is where the coaster certainly should earn points because it's the only one of its kind in North America where you sit on jet skis, and unlike the one in Australia, you are actually over water on this, so it's pretty unique. This will earn a 7 out of 10, and also there was a lot of hype around this ride just because it was the first coaster to be added to this park in 10 years. When you add all of that up, you earn a 24 out of 50, pretty low. Let's move on to the general public scores. Theming. This ride was supposed to have a lot more theming, but it kind of feels like they kind of skipped out on a lot of stuff at the last minute. So you do have a lot of signage in the entry queue. You have a phenomenal entry walkway. I love the video screens and sign above it, and the coaster actually goes directly over you. Then you learn about animals and just exactly how many SeaWorld has rescued when you're in the queue line and also in the gift shop after the ride. When you make your way up to the station, there's a lot of good elements in the station, especially the speakers and the spiel that's recorded that plays. That's very good. You have some cool lights, you have some cool signs, but there's really nothing over the top there. Once you go into the show building, that's where the best features are for theming, but it still feels like it's just missing something, because after you launch, there's nothing for the rest of the ride. So it earns a 7 out of 10, which is still good. Restraints. These restraints are a little strange, not because they hurt, it's just that they're awkward. When I sit in them, I have very long legs, and it's hard for me to get comfortable. It's not painful at all, but when I'm sitting with my back on the seat, I'm kind of slouched. There's a lot of room between my lower back and the seat, and my knees are pinned basically. I can't move my legs outward. It's kind of like riding a tricycle. My knees are more upward than I'd like. I can't put my feet forward. And there's also no walls to these trains. It's just open. There's no seatbelt either. It's very open. So restraints overall are good because of this freedom. So 8 out of 10. The layout is a double out and back design. All of your turns are going to be to the left except for your final turn to the brake run, and then your first turn out of the station is a right turn, and that's it. So layout is okay because it's over water. It earns an 8 out of 10. It also makes use of the island way out in the middle of the lake. The length of the ride is fairly short at 2,600 feet long, but you do have 2 launches, so it's not like a lift hill takes up a lot of that track length. So it'll only earn a 6 out of 10, which is completely average. Smoothness. When I rode this a year ago, it was probably the smoothest coaster I had ever been on. Smoother than RMC's. And when I rode it last week, it was pretty much the same. I just noticed maybe it's just a tick not as smooth as it was before. But still, it's going to earn a 9 out of 10 because it's phenomenal. No one will ever complain that this thing is rough or bangs you around or jerky or has a rattle. None of that. It's very smooth. Add up the general public scores, you get a 38 out of 50, and that's very good. When you add the general public and enthusiast scores, you get a total of 62 out of 100, which means it's a little bit better than great white and not as good as steel eel. So there you have it. More rankings coming soon. Please subscribe. We're about to hit 700 subscribers, and when I get to 1,000, I will release my Google Sheet document that has approximately 15 rankings already on it. And this is only my third video, so a total of 5 coasters have been ranked across my 3 videos, but there are still at least 13 more that I have already ranked, and you can see those once I share this document, once we hit 1,000 subscribers. Thanks for watching. That was another day in the Hennisphere.